Hello, everybody. Good Sunday afternoon. This is the first Sunday in May, May the 3rd, 2020. I'm as southern as can be is the theme today, and I'm making some of my favorite southern dishes. One of them a couple of them I've not made in a while. One of them is salmon cakes, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this salmon. Now, just take you 1 can of salmon. Now, I had accidentally drained the juice off, but you don't want to do that because the juice is going to help the salmon cakes to stay moist, along with the egg and the mayonnaise I'm going to put in here. But what you would want to do is just pick through it and take out all the bones. You don't want to eat bones in your salmon cakes, if you catch my drift. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Now, I got this pan greased with some olive oil because I'm going to put them in an oven. Now, I've got my oven set to 400. Along with this, let me get a fork. You just want to take this and flake it up with a fork, and just make sure that you retain the juice from the can. You want to use everything but the bones. You don't want no bones in here. Okay? Now, I'm going to add 1 egg. A little bit of salt. Garlic powder. Some Italian seasoning. Now, it's kind of odd to put Italian seasoning in salmon cakes, but I promise you, it'll give good flavor. Some onion powder. Some mayonnaise. Now, I didn't start putting mayonnaise in my salmon cakes until about 2 years ago. And I tell you what, it makes it even flavorful, and it makes the salmon cakes moist. But a tablespoon or 2 is all that you need. Okay. Just stir it up. Now, sometimes when I make salmon cakes, I sometimes use crackers, but this time I'm going to use breadcrumbs. This is just traditional breadcrumbs. Now, if you have panko breadcrumbs, the Japanese style breadcrumbs, use those. They're just as good too. So I'm going to put these in here. And you have to excuse me, I've got a lot of talking in the background, but that's okay. I say probably about 1 cup of breadcrumbs. You don't want to put too much because it'll dry it out. I'm going to make corned beef hash. I've not made that in, I guess it's been about 13, 14 years. It's been a long time since I made that. Well, let me take it back. It might be a few years sooner than that. But it's been a long time since I've made corned beef hash, and I've been craving it. Now I'll show you what to do about that here in a few minutes. Alright, here we go. Now, just take a little time, make sure you have clean hands. Take it a little bit at a time, and depends on the size. You can get probably about 8 to 10 salmon cakes, okay? And you're going to put them on the pan. It's been lined with parchment paper and then brushed with olive oil. Now, I used to fry them, but I don't eat too much greasy stuff, so I did it this way, and they turned out a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this. I'm going to finish forming these into patties and put them in the oven 400 degrees. You're going to set your timer for 15 minutes. When the 15 minutes are up, you're going to flip the patties over and bake them for another 10 minutes. And they'll be good and golden brown. So I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to show you the corned beef hash next. Hey everybody, my salmon cakes are done, so I want you to take a look at one. They're getting golden brown. I've already said a blessing. I've already been nibbling. So while the potatoes are frying, I'm fixing just plain fried potatoes, and also I'm fixing the corned beef hash, and I'll show you that here in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, I want to simple a salmon patty for you. Oh, by the way, I already said a blessing before I ate. That's good. Yummy. So, stay tuned. The corned beef hash is coming up next. Alright everybody, welcome back. Now, I'm making corned beef hash now. Now, what I did was I fried the potatoes as you would just regular fried potatoes. And I put a little bit of salt in here, not a whole lot, because when you put the corned beef in here, that's going to be salted enough. Along with some onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and I'm going to stir this around right quick. I'm going to have to get some better pots and pans later on. Okay, I'm going to stir it around. Hold on just a second. Okay. Don't you hate it when your food sticks to your pan? Alright. Now, this is what a can of corned beef looks like. You can get in the canned meat section. Now, this costs $3 for this can, but it is enough. Now, it has a turn key on there, and I hate fooling with these things because they break. The part of the can breaks off, and you have to figure out other ways to get it out. Now, you can tell I end up cutting myself in the process, so I'm trying not to use that finger as much as possible. Now, here's what it looks like when it comes out of can. It's just a solid piece of corned beef, like that. Now, I'm not going to use the whole thing. You know, this is good on the sandwich. Just take a little bit, slice it, put it on the sandwich. That's good. You can make corned beef and cabbage, but I'm just using this to put in these fried taters. Okay. Now just break it off like that. Depending on how much you want in here, you want to use a little bit, probably about half a can, since I got this much potatoes in here. Alright. Now, and you would just want to stir it around until it's good and done. Okay. Now, as you stir this along the way, the corned beef is going to break up. And there you go. There's some good corned beef hash. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sample this for you, and I'm going to make some fried cornbread, open up some beans, and I'm going to call it supper, so I want you to stay tuned. Alright everybody, welcome back. I'm going to talk about a couple more things here, and it'll be time to eat. Now, you just talking about the fried cornbread. Just take your favorite recipe of cornbread, and you just sort of want to make it like you would pancakes. Now, what I'm talking about is you just take a third cup measure, put a little bit of oil in your skillet or your pan, whatever, excuse me, that you're using, and just make sure that your pan is hot before you put it in there. Now, just like pancakes, you would want to make sure before you turn it over that it starts bubbling on the side. You can tell that it's bubbling over. And here we go. Okay. There we go. It doesn't take long. You just want to pay attention, and there you go. Now, my grandma taught me this secret, and I cheated a little bit. I took a can of beans, just plain regular can of mixed beans, which include your Great Northern and your pinto beans. If you want just a can of Great Northern beans, you go ahead. If you want just a can of pinto beans, you go ahead. And my grandmother taught me several years ago. She's been dead 15 years, but I can remember her just opening up a can or two of beans and just putting them in the pot and just get a little bit of water, pour a little bit of water in them, and you can tell that they just look like homemade. And I put a little bit of salt in them, and I tell you what, you'll never be able to tell the difference between canned and homemade. So I'm gonna stop and put everything together. So I want you to stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. Supper is ready. Now I want you to take a look. My fried cornbread looks good. The salmon cakes, and the corned beef hash. I'm gonna sample the corned beef hash for you. I've not had this in a long time. All right, hold on a second. Let me get my phone up here so you could see me. All right, here we go. A little bit of corned beef hash. That's incredible. That's very good. All right, everybody. It's time for me to go. I'm going to, we're going to dig in, and just remember, count your blessings. Name them one by one. Keep those subscribers coming, and remember, it can't get any more southern than fried taters, corned beef hash, beans, fried cornbread, salmon cakes. Yum. Love it all. So take care, stay safe, and we'll see you later.